for the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship 2024 and a race weekend to come in Zolder, Belgium. 14 teams from 6 countries, about 120 Goodyear tires for one weekend, and all trucks racing with 100% sustainable fuel, fights for points in total, and the Chrome class will determine all action of this exciting championship. Become a part of the One Truck family and see you soon. And there we are, race weekend number 3 of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship this weekend in Zolder, Belgium, and qualifying number 1 is just about to get started. 14 trucks in the row for this weekend because we have a special guest talking about Lukas Hahn, and Clemens Hecker is back as well. So I'm very much excited to see the first qualifying, but we also have our lovely commentators in the row for this live stream, saying hello to Chas Traycourt for the English audience, Fonse Cebrian for the Spanish, and Joachim Eberts for the German audience. See you in a sec. Really seems to like Belgium as a racetrack, or specifically Zolder. You're quite fast today.
Well, yeah, it's not bad. I have the first lap I touched a marker, so I have to do another lap because they canceled the times from the first lap. But I think it's okay, you know. I think the track is going well, so let's see if we can keep this pace for the next quali.
Yeah, we have 2 more qualifying, so for now you're set because the top 12 are restarting for another 10 minutes and then the top 6 for another 5 minutes. So are you eager to finally maybe beat Norbert Kisch in a race as well?
Well, he's so fast. I mean, he's really fast. I don't think so. I will try to keep second position, let's see, and I will be happy if I do second position.
The first race of the weekend was a little bit of an unknown for a lot of the drivers, with the conditions changing so much from Friday to Saturday that nobody knew quite where to go with their setup in case the rains fell. Sascha Lenz, unfortunately, after a poor qualifying session, didn't even make the race start. A fuel rail issue put him on the sidelines and meant that he would not be taking part in the first race of the weekend. It was Norbert Kisch and Antonio Albacete from the front row as the rest of the field got underway. Jochen Hahn tried to hold on to third place, with Jose Eduardo Rodriguez making a fantastic start to his weekend, qualifying 4th outright. All the battles in the Chrome class were as fierce as ever off the line, with Andre Kurzim getting caught up in some of the action as well. A little bit of contact with Stefan Faas through turn 2. Norby managed to hold the lead from his teammate Antonio, while John Newell had a little bit of an excursion in the background down at the Lucien Bianchi box. It would all start to come undone pretty soon after though. Heinrich Clemens Hecker, having a throttle issue, would lock up big time into the first chicane, a miracle that nobody else went with him, despite a little bit of contact with John Newell at least. But then Luke Garrett would have a steering bolt failure which would send him straight on, and luckily not into any of the barriers. Luke doing a great job to keep the truck out of harm's way. Mark Taylor was in a battle with Lukas Hahn, trying to catch up for Chrome Championship points, while John Newell continued on after his earlier scare with Heinrich Clemens Hecker. Louis Requenco was looking forward to his 60th birthday on the Sunday, but first off needed points from Saturday's races. At the front, Norbert Kisch extended his race lead, with Antonio Albacete watching in the mirrors for Jochen Hahn catching up lap after lap. The 2 titans of the championship looking to do battle here at Zolder. Antonio's pace was solid though, and he managed to stay far enough ahead from Jochen before he could even think about having an attack. Antonio was having to push hard to keep it up though, as the Iveco was really on rails. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez was having a good run in 4th position as well, looking for overall championship points, but nobody could catch Norbert Kiss at the front once again. Andre Kurzim and Steffi Halm were once again battling in the midfield, always together on the circuit, Andre prevailing this time with 5th position over Steffi's 6th place. Stefan Faas was going well in the Chrome category as well, hoping to have at least a 2nd place finish and some more podiums for the rest of the weekend. He was another driver in the Chrome class looking up to Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, trying to take points away from him, but at the very front everybody was looking up to Norbert Kiss, who took another race victory here at Zolder ahead of Antonio Albacete and Jochen Hahn. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez took first blood in the Chrome class and would hope to extend on that as the weekend continued. But it was truck number 1, position number 1 as usual, and Norbert Kiss was very happy to take another win in an outstanding run of dominance at the moment for Revace Racing. The second race of the weekend, as always, implemented the reverse grid feature, which would see Lucas Hahn for the first time this season starting from pole position. He had Chrome driver Stefan Faas alongside him. Steffi Halm and Andre Kurzim would then have to try and fight off the rest of the pack in the Titan category. Norbert Kiss made a fantastic first lap and managed to gain a number of positions, but cutting the chicane here to get ahead of Steffi Halm would earn him a 5-second penalty to be applied later on in the race. There was so much battling going on up and down the order, we really didn't know where to look, and a little bit of scarring on Andre Kurzim's truck showed that there was a little bit of contact involved along the way. Stefan Faas was fighting hard to hold off the 2 Ivecos, and this bit of contact, which leapt Steffi's truck off the ground, was unbelievably not causing any major damage to either truck. The battles were fierce though, like I said, with Jochen Hahn having this moment into the chicane, running into the back of Andre Kurzim while trying to overtake other trucks in the process. Sascha Lenz and Stefan Faas ending up side by side down towards the Villeneuve chicane, with the latter going straight over the chicane and flinging bits of bodywork everywhere. It was a high level of entertainment though, as we always get from races 2 and 4 of the weekend, the reverse grid certainly spicing things up. Sascha Lenz trying to do even more of that as he went down the inside into the Kleine chicane, but Andre Kurzim once again showed us just how defensive he can be as a driver in his Iveco, despite the odd trip across the gravel. Sascha Lenz was throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this race after having to start from the back, and he was making great progress through the field despite the efforts of his competitors. Jochen Hahn had moved up into second position, with his son Lucas still looking for a podium finish. Meanwhile, Steffi Halm had reignited her fight with Andre Kurzim as well. The two of them had been together so many times over the course of the season already, and it was turning out to be one hell of a storyline for the 2024 campaign. Throughout the majority of the race, the entire field stayed in one long train, despite Norbert Kiss streaking away at the front to complete another perfect day here in the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. History was made though for the first time this weekend, with Jochen Hahn finishing in second place and Lucas Hahn joining him on an overall podium while also taking the Chrome Class victory. They were followed by Andre Kursim, Steffi Helm, Sascha Lenz and Antonio Albacete. But Norbert Kish would celebrate another fantastic win with his team, Reveish Racing on an absolutely unstoppable run of form at the moment at the very top of the order, while Lucas Hahn opened his account with his first class win of the season. A fist pump and thumbs up from Norby, confirming a hard day's work all done. While Lucas Hahn celebrated with his team after a fantastic result in the Chrome class, a welcome return to the series for the young German.
Yeah, quick interview with Norbert, who's just about to run over to get his trophy. 10 out of 10, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm just already doing the math how many more it's going to be this year, because you seem to have a very good season so far.
Yeah, we are we are very strong, and to be honest, very lucky as well. I mean, this race, for example, they made so many mistakes in front of me. And again, the strongest guys like Johan or Antonio, Johan for sure in front of me was taken out, so it was an easy overtake for me. And then the rest of the guys was also making mistakes. So guys, don't make any mistakes. Just keep it calm, and if you defend, you can make it.
All right, so we will see more reverse grid tomorrow. Thank you so much. Go and get your trophy, because we also have to make some space for the truck. And we already had a chat with Lucas Hahn beforehand, ask him if he will be able to defend himself against Norbert Kish, and there's the answer. It really takes a lot of effort and maybe also knowledge how to defend. So let's see about tomorrow, but for now it's time for some trophies and champagne. And there we are in Zolder, Belgium, and the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship on this very sunny Sunday. And it's time to race again, but it's also time for qualifying. And before we'll go over and hand over to Jess Draycott, our lovely commentator, I found some special guys who also love truck racing. We already had a quick chat beforehand, but there are many worlds uniting. Yes, doing so much better today. I think I had a good night of sleep, and maybe whatever was wrong got fixed.
Yeah, I sleep very good. No, yesterday in the first race we have a big problem with the rail system. So my mechanic guys and MAN repair really fix. So, and the second race was good, all was working. So that's it.
I think you're a person that always needs the challenge. You always need something in front of you that you have to fight for, right?
Sometimes for the fans and for me it's nice when you start on the back for the field, but you lose a lot of points, in the first race. So yeah, sometimes it's nice, but on the other side it's really shit for us, yeah.
As all of the drivers and teams returned to the circuit for day 2, the sun was shining at Zolder, and it was Norbert Kish and Sascha Lenz on the front row of the grid, Sascha hoping to make up for the disappointments of Saturday. He held it around the outside into turn 1, but unfortunately didn't hold on to the lead, and Norbert Kish would get in front, with Jochen Hahn then filling the mirrors of Sasha's truck. There was great battles behind in the Chrome class, as there so often is off the start of the race, and it became very clear that Jochen Hahn wanted to get by Sascha Lenz sooner rather than later. The Iveco really on pace round here at Zolder. Antonio Albacete was holding station in 4th place, while Stefan Faas was pushing a little bit too hard behind, and André Kurzim wanted to catch back up with Steffi Halm. Mark Taylor was doing really well in the Chrome class, while some of the other guys a bit further down were still battling for the final positions. Louis Requenco, celebrating his 60th birthday, was doing all he could do to hold off Heinrich Clemens Hecker in the Scania. Heinrich Clemens Hecker had also had a difficult Saturday, but unfortunately his Sunday was about to start just as difficult. He would get a black smoke penalty and have to come through for a drive-through later on in the race, while Lucas Hahn was trying everything he could do to get past Mark Taylor. Mark was leading the class as Jose Eduardo Rodriguez had had an engine failure in qualifying and had to go home early, so he was trying to take as many points away and carry the momentum in the championship. With a little bit of bodywork flapping here and there, Lucas was throwing everything at Mark Taylor, and Mark was holding on really well until a track limits penalty would see him go for a drive-through in the later stage, handing the race victory, in class at least, to Lucas. Stefan Faas was close as well, having started at the back of the grid, also having his own issues during qualifying. Mark Taylor and Heinrich Clemens Hecker both came into the pits at the same time to serve their drive-through penalties, and, hopefully for the Clemens Hecker team, get the problem fixed with the black smoke. They changed some of the settings within the truck though, and it was literally a case of a stop and go and throwing back out onto the circuit. Norbert Kish reigned supreme at the front though, and Jochen Hahn eventually got past Sascha Lenz for 2nd position, trucks 1, 2 and 3, positions 1, 2 and 3 yet again. Antonio Albacete held on to 4th position, and Lucas Hahn took his 2nd win in the Chrome class in succession here at Zolder. But for Norbert Kish, it was win number 11 out of 11, and with just one race left to go for the weekend, it looked like he could potentially do 3 Grand Slams in a row. Sascha Lenz much happier after a difficult Saturday.
Obviously happy, Stefan Faas, and I am your lucky mascot, luckily.
Ja, war Actionrennen, aber ich bin nicht zufrieden.
Okay, so he had a lot of action, but he's not super satisfied. Tell us why.
Ja, die erste Schikane habe ich eine 5-Sekunden-Strafe bekommen und das war eigentlich jetzt der Ausschlag, warum dass ich nicht zufrieden bin, ja, weil ich bin vom 8. Platz weg.
Yeah, he got a punishment for hitting the pole at the first chicane, 5 seconds. This is why he is where he is. So he lost 8th place, which would have been top position for the reverse grid. So still you have a trophy and some more points to take home.
So ist's, ja.
Alright, so I see you later on where you're starting out now.
Ja, 9.
Okay, number 9, so that's a lot to fight for, but still you will do your job. And I think also Mark Taylor might not be super happy after this race. So let's see how race number 4 of this weekend's gonna go.
As always, the final race of the weekend promised to be an absolute barnstormer. John Newell and Lucas Hahn on the front row of the grid led the Chrome class away, but a poor start by John and a move down the inside by André Kurzim really shuffled the order up in the opening corner. Sascha Lenz going for a bit of an excursion here through the gravel, while Lucas Hahn and then André Kurzim, with Jochen Hahn behind them, made it an Iveco 1-2-3. Lucas would hold on for the opening laps while Jochen tried to get past André Kurzim, and then the remaining Titan drivers tried to do their best to get through the pack. Antonio Albacete was up to 4th place early doors, with Norbert Kisch in 6th ahead of Steffi Halm and Sascha Lenz. Meanwhile, a fight back from Stefan Faas had him in front of Heinrich Clemens-Hecker and Louis Requenco, with Luke Garrett and Mark Taylor completing the field. Antonio was on the move, getting past Andre Kurzim with a little bit of contact to boot, and same goes for Sascha Lenz and John Newell, the two teammates having a good old scrap, John showing that he definitely didn't want to just let Sascha through easy. Norbert Kisch made a fantastic move down the inside of Andre Kurzim, but a slight misjudgment from the latter meant there was contact on the exit. Antonio Albacete saw an opportunity to go through, but the gap was always going to close, and the three of them bounced off each other down towards the Villeneuve chicane. Somehow all three of them stayed on the circuit, but there was more contact between Andre Kurzim and Norbert Kisch that put the battle to bed. This would eventually cause damage to the right rear of Norbert Kisch's MAN, and he would be running a lot of the race with just 5 tyres instead of the usual 6. That didn't slow him down though, and he started a fantastic pursuit on the back of Antonio Albacete as they broke away from Andre Kurzim. The two teammates were very, very close to each other at points, with Norby trying everything to get past and eventually making the move down the inside and giving a little bit of tough love to his teammate. It was excellent racing though, and it's exactly what the fans were there to see. Lucas Hahn was soon involved in the battle though, through no fault of his own, although there was an incident further back in the field that would definitely neutralise some of the racing. John Newell and Steffi Halm had got caught together on the way down the hill and had a spin, with Louis Requenco getting involved as well. The three of them would all be out of the race, and with yellow flags down towards the Villeneuve chicane, no overtaking was allowed for the remainder of the race. Lucas Hahn did absolutely everything he could do to hold on, as his father Jochen Hahn had disappeared off up the road. Were we about to see the first ever father and son overall 1-2? Norbert Kisch and Antonio Albacete were fighting amongst themselves to try and put a stop to it, with Norby eventually being in 3rd position. Sascha Lenz joined the fight and certainly did a lot to get past Antonio Albacete, but it wasn't enough in the end, and Antonio would hold 4th position. At the very front though, Jochen Hahn took his first race victory of the season, the first time it wasn't Norbert Kisch winning a race in 2024. It was great to see Jochen back on the top step, but history was made as his son Lucas Hahn finished in 2nd position, a 1-2 for father and son. Norbert Kisch completed the podium in 3rd place, with Antonio Albacete in 4th, and then Sascha Lenz in 5th place. Lucas of course taking another win in the Chrome category as well, ahead of the likes of Heinrich Clemens-Hecker. But Jochen had a great opportunity to celebrate with his son with some lovely drifting through the Kleine chicane. It was a really feel-good atmosphere to end the weekend at Zolder, with another exciting race 4, the reverse grid element certainly spicing things up yet again. There were great celebrations down in the pit lane and smiles all round for Team Hahn Racing, a team that had worked so hard to get this first win of the championship, but to do it and make history at the same time was just remarkable.
Congratulations to the two of you. Well done, well done. I saw so many tears in your team's eyes. Well done. I was jumping in front of the television screen. It was like, come on, Lucas. Such a strong race. So well done. Really cool.
No, we are really happy. You know, it's the last race of the weekend, and yeah, it's my first win in the season, and I'm very proud to do it with Lucas.
Did you see him in your rear? Like, did you know what was going on there?
You know, I'm on the phone with Diana every time. I know everything what happens behind me, and I'm very proud he hold him, you know.
Yes, you did. And this has been your only race in this year, so you're not going with the truck all the time, which makes it even stronger, I feel.
Yeah, it was first race weekend in the season, and yeah, we are very happy, as my daddy said. And yeah, P1 and P2 in the last race, I think it's the best what can happen for this weekend.
As mentioned, a really good feel-good atmosphere for the entire paddock as Jochen Hahn takes his first win of the season. Plenty of jokes up on the podium between himself and Norbert Kisch, with his son Lucas Hahn there as well. A wonderful, positive atmosphere to complete our 3rd race weekend of the 2024 season. It was also the first time this season that we'd celebrated the young drivers category as well. Lucas Hahn finishing ahead of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, who showed great sportsmanship and stuck around for the entirety of Sunday despite having an engine failure in the morning, which meant he couldn't race all day. It was a great weekend though, and certainly entertaining from Belgium and Zolder, but we look forward to doing it all again in 3 weeks' time as we head to the Nürburgring for the International ADAC Truck Grand Prix. We'll see you there, everybody.